The words hit me like a slap across the face. I froze in the kitchen doorway, my hand still gripping the edge of the counter, as Sarah's voice echoed through the hall. Her tone was cold, sharp, final. She wasn't yelling, but somehow that made it worse. It was the kind of voice people use when they've already decided something inside themselves, long before the conversation even begins. I had just tucked in Emily, kissed her forehead, and told her how proud I was of the picture she drew at school. 10 years of marriage, 8 years of bedtime stories, scraped knees, first-day jitters. And now, in one sentence, Sarah erased all of it. "You'll never be her real dad, stop pretending." The floor seemed to tilt under my feet. My throat went dry. I looked at her, standing by the sink, arms crossed over her chest, the soft glow of the under-cabinet light making her eyes look darker than usual. Her wedding ring glinted faintly on her finger, like a cruel reminder of promises that suddenly meant nothing. What are you talking about?" My voice cracked as the question stumbled out. Her eyes flickered just for a second. Guilt. Or maybe fear. Then it vanished, replaced by something else. Defensiveness. "You heard me," she said quietly, picking up a dish towel, pretending to dry her hands. I tried to breathe. Tried to process. I'd been there for every milestone, every tear, every birthday candle. "Emily is my daughter," I said, barely recognizing my own voice. "What are you trying to say, Sarah?" She didn't answer right away. Just stared down at the sink, the water running over her hands, the sound filling the silence between us. Then she sighed, and when she finally looked up, her face was pale. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this," she said. "But it's time you knew." The world seemed to slow. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. I stepped closer, my voice trembling. "Find out what?" Her lips parted, but no words came. She looked scared. Then she whispered, "Emily's not your biological daughter." For a moment I couldn't move. Couldn't speak. I thought maybe I'd misheard her. Maybe this was some sick misunderstanding. But the way her shoulders slumped told me it wasn't. Every cell in my body screamed for it not to be true. "What are you saying?" I whispered. "That you cheated on me?" Tears welled in her eyes. She shook her head, but it wasn't denial, it was regret. "It was before we got married," she said. "A few weeks before the wedding. I made a mistake. I thought it was over between us. I didn't think I'd get pregnant." Her words blurred together. My legs gave out, and I sat down at the kitchen table, staring blankly at the tiled floor. The sound of the refrigerator humming filled the room, cruelly ordinary. I remembered the first time I held Emily. Her tiny fingers gripping mine, the warmth of her breath against my neck. None of that had been fake. None of that had been a mistake. But Sarah's confession twisted those memories into something foreign and painful. 10 years of laughter and love, all rewritten in a single moment. I forced myself to look at her. "Who?" asked. "Who's her real father?" Her silence was my answer. My stomach turned cold. "It's Mark, isn't it?" said. "Your old boss." Her eyes flickered again. That was all I needed. I'd always felt something off between them. The lingering glances. The way she'd light up when his name came up. The business trips that ran a little too late. I told myself I was paranoid, that I needed to trust her. Love means trust, right? I had built my entire life around that belief. Now it all felt like a cruel joke. "Does he know?" asked. My voice was quiet, dangerous. She hesitated, then nodded. "He found out years ago, but he agreed to stay away. He's married too." I laughed, an ugly, bitter sound that didn't feel like me. "So everyone knew except me. Perfect." She took a small step forward, tears running freely now. "You've been her father in every way that matters. You've raised her, loved her, protected her. That doesn't change." I stood, shaking my head. "It changes everything, Sarah. You've lied to me every single day for 8 years. Her lip trembled. "I was scared, okay? I didn't want to lose you. You were so good with her." I told myself the truth didn't matter anymore. The truth didn't matter. That sentence echoed in my skull until it became a drumbeat of betrayal. I walked past her, my chest tight, my vision blurring. I stopped at Emily's door. She was asleep, clutching the stuffed bear I gave her when she turned 3. Her little chest rose and fell, peaceful and unaware of the storm waiting for her. I sank to my knees beside her bed, tears finally breaking through. I didn't know who I was anymore. Not as a husband, not as a father. But when I brushed a strand of hair from her face, something in me broke, and rebuilt all at once. She wasn't my blood, but she was my daughter. That truth was mine, even if everything else had been a lie. The next morning, Sarah was gone when I woke up. No note, no goodbye. Just an empty closet and the faint scent of her perfume clinging to the air. Emily crawled into my bed a few minutes later, sleepy-eyed and smiling. "Mommy's not home?" she asked. I forced a smile. "Not right now, sweetheart. But I'm here." She wrapped her small arms around my neck. In that moment, I realized that betrayal doesn't erase love. It only changes the shape of it. Sarah's truth had destroyed our marriage, but it couldn't destroy what Emily and I had built. 2 weeks later, Sarah called. She said she was staying with Mark. She wanted to figure things out. I listened in silence, then told her calmly that Emily was staying with me for now. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. I'd already done all that. Before she hung up, she said, "You'll always be her real dad in her heart." I wanted to believe that. But I didn't say anything. I just looked at Emily, drawing in the living room, crayons scattered everywhere, her laughter bright and innocent. That was enough. Because love isn't always built on blood, or even truth. Sometimes it's built on the quiet, steadfast choice to stay, to protect, to forgive without forgetting. And as I watched her smile, I knew one thing for certain. No matter what Sarah said, I wasn't pretending. I never had been.